Back to election day, November 6th. Is it true that you both thought going in you were going to win?
Well, I for sure did. I think Mitt intellectually was thinking that it was possible we couldn't. He knew how close it was. But my heart and my whole soul was, we're going to win. I was there.
Yeah, I think we were convinced that we would win. We saw that the polls were very close, but we knew that the energy and passion was with our voters, and my heart said we were going to win.
The crucial swing state of Virginia, the Commonwealth, where the race is excruciatingly close.
As the returns started coming in and they were not what you expected, what were your thoughts?
The exit polls came out first and suggested that it was going to be very close in Florida, and we thought we'd win solidly in Florida. So it was increasingly clear that this was going to be the best case scenario of all night.
When did you know you had lost the presidency?
It was a slow recognition until ultimately when the Ohio numbers began coming in and they were disappointing. I said, look, this looks like we've lost. Wasn't certain. Some people said, oh, look, if this number here comes in, well, you could win. But, you know, by 8 or 9 o'clock, it was pretty clear that we were not going to win.
And what was that moment like?
Well, it's hard. It's emotional. I mean, there was such passion in the people who were helping us. I just felt, you know, we've really let them down.
You know, it was that crushing disappointment. Not for us. Our lives are going to be fine. It's for the country.
Is it true you began to cry?
I did, of course, yeah. Very disappointed.
Cry for what?
Cry, it's not style for, oh my gosh, you know, our life, or, you know, this dream. The dream was to make a difference. The dream was to serve.
Then you called the president, you came downstairs and you delivered your formal concession.
I so wish that I had been able to fulfill your hopes to lead the country in a different direction, but the nation chose another leader, and so Ann and I join with you to earnestly pray for him and for this great nation.
It was all the people who would help that counted on us that came to my mind. As I got up to speak and I look around that room and I saw the people who were there, and I believed I could have made a difference for the people of this country. And you think, gosh, I just haven't been able to get the job done. And it was very hard.
In a flash, it was all gone. Secret Service, the crowds, the intensity, the minute-by-minute schedule, and suddenly, nothing. What tough is that?
It's an adjustment. You know, it's interesting. In our church, we're used to serving. And, you know, you can be in a very high position, but you recognize you're serving, and then all of a sudden you're released and you're nobody. And we're used to that. It's like we came and stepped forward to serve. But the good news is, fortunately, we like each other. And we like being with each other.
That's our life. I mean, our life is the life we have with each other, and with 5 sons, 5 daughters-in-law, and 20 grandchildren. That's our life. That's who we are.
But isn't it tough when suddenly the Secret Service...
Well, it's different, but it's like, you know, riding on a roller coaster. We were on a roller coaster, exciting and thrilling, ups and downs, but the ride ends, and then you get off. And it's not like, oh, can't we be on a roller coaster the rest of our life? It's like, no, the ride's over.
So let me ask you about the months from November till now. Were there tears?
Oh, for me, yeah. I cried. When you pour that much of your life and energy and passion into something, and you're disappointed by the outcome, it's sad. It's very hard.
Governor, second guessing, anger, depression?
No, you look back at the campaign and say, okay, what did the president do well? And you acknowledge that his campaign did a number of things very effectively. Of course, you rehearse all the mistakes that you made, and I went through a number of my mistakes, I'm sure, and then you think about the things that were out of our control, but you move on. I mean, I don't spend my life looking back. It's like, okay, what are we going to do next?
Governor, we began to see random pictures of you, pumping your own gas with your hair messed up, hugging Ann in the kitchen, hanging out with the kids at Disneyland. Did you have a plan, or were you just trying to get through the day?
No, we're just living our life. And obviously people would see us in various places, either walking along the beach or, in this case, getting gas for the car. and they'd take out their cell phones and take a picture. None of those were done by professional photographers, or I might have combed my hair seeing them coming. But no, we're just living our life.
Mrs. Romney, as we sit here right now, have you gotten over the defeat, or is that going to take time?
I think it takes time. I think I'm mostly, the great Princess Bride line, mostly did. I'm mostly over it. But not completely. You have moments where you go back and feel the sorrow of the loss, and so yeah, I think we're not mostly dead yet.
A week after the election, Governor, you had a conference call with top donors in which you said that you blamed your defeat on the president giving away things.
It's a proven political strategy, which is give a bunch of money from the government to a group. And guess what? They'll vote for you.
To some people, it sounded like the remark you made in your campaign about 47% of Americans looking for handouts.
The president had the power of incumbency. Obamacare was very attractive, particularly those without health insurance. And they came out in large numbers to vote, so that was part of a successful campaign.
But fairly or not, a lot of Republican leaders roasted you for those remarks. Iowa Governor Branstad, my feeling is we need to turn the page. GOP strategist Ed Rogers, you can exit the stage anytime and no one will mourn. Did that hurt? Did you feel in a sense you were being pushed out of the party?
I'm not going to second guess what other people have to say. Look, I don't look back. I look forward.
You never like it, and I never like it. And I'm like a she lion when it comes to defending Mitt. And I know his heart. I know his abilities. I know he would have been a fabulous president. And I mourn the fact that he's not there. And it would have been much better for America, I believe, in my heart, than if he had been there right now.
We're going to talk to your husband separately. You're going to have to just sit here for a minute, but I want to ask Mrs. Romney a few questions.
Well, that's going to be hard.
All right.
Deep in your heart, you knew you were the chosen. You were the chosen, and you're so vain. You like to make your companies bankrupt. You're so vain. You like to make your companies bankrupt, bankrupt, bankrupt. Well, of course you drive Americans. What other way would it be? Your wife, she has 2 Cadillacs. Soon it will be 3. And if you don't win the House of White, you'll definitely have a fright, 'cause you couldn't buy it with all of your money, all of your money, and you're so vain. You think that you can buy the White House. You're so
allowed to really see him for who he was.
All right. What about the media?
I'm happy to blame the media.
Do you think the media was in the tank for Barack Obama?
I think that it's anytime you're running for office, you always think that you're being portrayed unfairly. And, we, of course, on our side believe that there's more bias in favor of the other side. I think that, that's a pretty universally felt opinion.
What do you think of the campaign that Barack Obama ran?
I think, obviously, it was a winning campaign. It worked.
Do you think it was fair?
No.
In what way?
Portrayal of my husband. He is an exceptional, wonderful person.
She's not biased at all.
I'm not biased. And, he really is a selfless person that really, truly cared about the American people. He truly cares about making a difference and about helping others. And for him to be portrayed in a very negative light, in another way, was very hard. He has enormous skill sets in dealing with difficult issues. And I totally believe at this moment, if he weren't there in the office, that we would not be facing
you walked into the primaries like your victory would be alive. You had everything a guy could want.
in
But
helping very
President,
poor
you
kids.
were
Trying to help kids in
not.
this country with
You
disease and
saw
great difficulty.
weakness
And that's
in
taken more and more of our time. We got
Obamacare.
a chance to spend more
Your
time with the
idea, but
grandkids.
who would
We just had twins
dare
born, as you know, and
challenge a
being with
man
them
who
was
has
thrill.
all of the money,
clear up a couple of
all
words.
of the
Where do you
money,
approach
and
like dancing?
you're so vain.
I did
You
consider it.
think that you can buy the White House. You're so vain.
Well, you know,
You think that you can buy the White House, White House, White House. You sauntered into Boston, Mass,
I'm not really
to
as
join
flexible as
the
I should be. And
privileged
now I
class.
understand Dorothy Hamill.
You made your dough through the
Oh my gosh, am I glad I didn't do that?
and fired people en
Did
masse.
the Republican Party
And when
approach you
asked
about running for
about the
president?
jobs
No.
destroyed, you deftly
I'm sure,
took
no, they didn't
a
approach me.
pass,
I think
and
there was
you just said you
thought that,
were
oh,
proud
wouldn't it
of
be
your
fun for Ann
money,
to do that? And I'm
proud of your money, and
how fun it would be for me
you're
to do
so
that.
vain.
Not a chance.
Not a
You think
chance.
you can avoid all your taxes, you're so vain.
You're involved
You
with that.
think you can avoid all your taxes, taxes, taxes.
We see one grandchild or another every day. We took them to Disneyland. We took them snow skiing, and then our sons Matt and Craig live close to an open space area. We throw the ball for the dogs. We play sports for the kids. They like kicking balls, hitting baseballs. We do the things that grandparents are expected to do with grandkids.
Looking back and now, how do you both feel about what you've been through and where you are now?
I wish everyone could have just been in our pockets, gone with us, and seen what we had seen. And what you see when you see that in the heart of the American people. I've been, discouraged by the outcome of the election, but also optimistic about America and because of the people that live here. It's an amazing place.
Melody, it was an exciting, thrilling experience. And it didn't end the way we wanted it to, but the experience itself was magnificent. Were there tough days? Absolutely. Were there exhilarating days? Yeah, even more of them. And so I count it one of the great life experiences. Anybody would say, can you imagine anything more fantastic than being able to run for President of the United States? And to
Is there
see
one thing more expensive?
for winning, yes, winning. But 2 years, and we've done it twice. 2 years of really seeing the American people. It's a great, thrilling experience of a lifetime that we will obviously
My
share.
biggest concern, obviously, would just be for his mental well-being. I have all the confidence in the world in his ability, in his decisiveness, in his leadership skills, in his understanding of the economy, in his understanding of what's missing right now in the economy, the pieces that are missing to get this jump started. So for me, I think it would just be the emotion.
You go to bed.
I do pray every night, yeah.
What do you ask for?
I'm very measured.
Well, it's time for Harry to put up or shut up.
Was there ever any year when you paid lower than the 13.9%?
Well, I haven't calculated that. I guess Speaker Gingrich doesn't have our phone number.
Will you follow your father's example? Maybe.
There are 47% of the people who will vote for the president no matter what. All right, there are 47% who are with him, who are dependent upon government, who believe that they're victims, who believe that government has a responsibility to care for them, who believe that they're entitled to health care, to food, to housing, to you name it. But it's an entitlement, and the government should give it to them. And they will vote for this president no matter what. And so my job is not to worry about those people. I'll never think they said.
Wow. I actually felt sick to my stomach.
I don't like it.
It shows that he's out of touch, that if he thinks that half of the country is feeling like victims.
Victims? I wouldn't say so. I don't think that's part of the American fabric.
I'm not looking for a handout.
I don't think anybody is ever looking for a handout. I think that we all want chances and opportunities.
If, as a president, if you try to separate by demographics, separate by classes, you know, you're not really a president.
I think the fact that Mitt Romney made all these comments behind closed doors really shows his character.
I just think it sends a bad message. I think it's not the person that I would want representing me.
That isn't somebody who I'm thinking, oh, I want him as my president.